Maxims from the Panchathantra, Part 3. Chapter 5. Even if reconciled, never trust an enemy's word. If you allow disease or enemies to freely sow, without taking action or showing concern, you can be certain that death awaits you, even if it's a slow process. Good counselors should offer their king beneficial advice. Even without being asked, they should be precise. And when asked, they should provide guidance true. While flatterers, who avoid speaking the truth to you, are disguised enemies, hiding their intent. For in the end, honesty is what is truly meant. Bow your head in respect to the great. Lift it up when the time is right and fate. And prosperity will flow and unfold. Like a steady stream, never growing old. One should not make war with a powerful enemy. Seek reconciliation with powerful foes, who are wealthy, wise, and composed. Experienced conquerors, strong in their stance. In their abode, harmony finds its chance. Seek peace even with wicked men. If your life is at stake, my friend. For when life is secured and sound, the realm finds peace and safety abound. Make peace with the one who excels in conquering foes, where conflict dwells. For other adversaries will yield and bow, fearing the might of that conqueror's brow. Even with equals, seek for peace. For victory's favor may cease. Take no risks and heed the call. As the saying goes, from heaven's tall. When facing equals, victory's game may whimsically shift its aim. Before resorting to a fight, seek peace with all your might. Look, the bully, whose sole desire is power, with no thought for peace, when confronted by an equal foe, crumbles like a fragile earthen pot. Land, friends, and gold, the spoils of war, are gained when battles come to an end. But if any of these should falter, it is better to live in peace instead. When a lion digs for moles, buried in their pebbly den, he risks breaking his strong claws. And the reward is small, my friend. Hence, when there's no prize to gain, and a fight brings no delight, avoid unnecessary strife. Endure, no matter the fight. When a stronger foe attacks, bend like the reed by the river's edge. Don't strike back like venomous snakes. If you seek to turn the tides and pledge, those who emulate the reed's gentle sway slowly ascend to glory's height. But the unfortunate serpent-like beings only meet their own demise in their fight. Retreat like turtles within their shells. Endure blows if necessary. Occasionally raise your head. Like the black snake, cautiously. Never contend with the mighty. If you seek my advice. For who has witnessed a cloud defeat the opposing wind? It is futile to seek compromise with deceitful and unprincipled foes. For agreements hold no weight. Soon they reveal their wicked disposition. It is easy to defeat a foe who lacks valor and stability. Cruel, greedy, lazy, deceitful, foolish, fearful, and unprepared. The stubbornness of heated enemies is fueled by aggressive actions. A wise strategist knows better. Forcing them only strengthens their factions. Sometimes the small can overcome the great. By displaying energy and might, the lion can defeat the elephant, and reign with unyielding power and might. Mighty foes, invincible and strong, can be defeated through cunning and guile. Like Bhima who, in a woman's disguise, strangled Kichaka with a hidden smile. When kings are ruthless and devoid of grace, their foes surrender, fearing their fate. But those kings who show mercy and clemency are often betrayed and meet a tragic state. For regal splendor, untainted and pure, stained not by the blood of defeated foes, though cherished, is inadequate to ensure the fulfillment of ambitions that truly pose. And in a kingdom untouched by the bloodshed of defeated foes and their weeping women's tears, the king finds no true glory, no honor spread. For it is in battles won that his fame appears. When faced with fierce foes, proud and strong, unhampered by moral restraint, choose not peace nor war, but a strategy long. A change of base, where victory is faint. A change of base, indeed, consists of two distinct strategies at play. Retreat, to protect what life persists. And invasion, to conquer and sway. Indeed, according to the wisdom of war, opportune moments arise to exploit. When foes display vulnerabilities flaw. A chance for victory to be enjoyed. A wise king entrusts his realm's defense to heroes strong and capable in might. Then strikes upon the hostile land. Once spies have gathered intelligence in sight. The situation at hand, O king, calls for the strategic maneuver of retreat. Not peace nor war, the foe is formidable and difficult to defeat. When rams draw back, their subsequent charge is fiercer. The crouching king of beasts springs more deadly. Similarly, cunning strategists, with vengeance secure, endure in silent contemplation, holding their cards ready. A king who relinquishes his realm to foes of formidable might preserves his life, like Fight Firm did, and later claims the world as his right. The weak who, despite their strength's frailty, are unafraid to engage in the fight, bring great joy to their adversaries, and sorrow upon their own kin's plight. A crocodile in familiar territory can overpower an elephant with might. But when he ventures into unfamiliar ground, even a dog can give him a fright. When faced with stronger foes in attack, retreat to your fortress and hold your ground. But venture forth to aid your friends, and turn the tide when they are bound. If fear overtakes you and you flee, leaving the land to your foes' control, you may never reclaim it, as it slips from your grasp, taking its toll. If you succumb to panic and flee, when enemies gather at your door, abandoning the land to their sway, you may never see it anymore. A single man, well fortified, can repel 100 strong foes in fierce display. So, in your stronghold firmly dwell, and from its safety, do not stray. Hence, fortify your stronghold with arrows and cannons. Adorn its walls with moats and sturdy barriers, and ensure abundant supplies of food and provisions to withstand any siege and thwart the adversaries. Stand resolute within your fortress, ready to fight with unwavering courage. For in doing so, you may achieve glory in life, or even in death, become a celestial star in the sky. When the weak unite as one, they can stand against the bully, just as a group of shrubs escapes the wrath of a fierce storm. Even a single, towering tree, though seemingly strong and fortified, can be uprooted and toppled by the relentless force of a powerful wind. But a grove of trees, standing together, each supporting and protecting the other, can withstand the onslaught of even the strongest and fiercest wind. Exactly, just like a single tree. No matter how strong or brave it may be, it is vulnerable to the attacks of enemies who seek to harm and deceive. No matter how skilled or brilliant you may be, without a friend, what good can you see? The brightest fire, though it may seem strong, will fade away when the wind is gone. Just like a bamboo stem, though slender and weak, can find strength in unity, the wise do seek. Weak kings, when united against a common foe, find the power to withstand and repel their blow. It is not even essential that the ally be powerful. The alliance even of feeble folk makes for defense. A friendly state can elevate the humblest person, small or great. Just as a raindrop, nestled secure on a lotus petal, gleams pure. Approach both peace and war with caution, for in both lies potential deception. In dealing with powerful foes of ill intent, employ duplicity to achieve your ascent. Those who themselves trust nobody and have a single eye to self-interest can win the trust of an enemy and easily destroy him. Cunning enemies will cause a foe whom they would ruin, first to grow. To foe, false friend, and deceitful women, the naive man falls prey to their game. For those who offer honesty and trust, such simplicity is easily crushed. Proceed with purity and clarity in dealings with the wise, divine decree. with teachers, and with your own soul. But with others, use cunning as your goal. A hermit, in mastery of his own being, sees life's simplicity, its true meaning. Not those who crave worldly desires and fame. Especially not kings, entangled in their own game. Fate is like the wind that can fuel a forest fire's blaze. But it can also extinguish a candle's rays. It shows no care for the plight of the poor. Indifferent to their struggles, that's for sure. By employing shrewdness and deceit, you can safeguard your dwelling seat. For in times of crisis, death may lend a hand, crushing a foe consumed by greed's demand. If a vulnerable point appears in your enemy, you will destroy him by being aware of it. Through spies you can know not only his dwelling, but also his vulnerable point. Cows perceive through their keen sense of smell. Scripture guides the Brahmin without fail. Kings rely on spies to gather their clues. And other creatures trust their eyes to choose. The king, well informed by loyal spies, knows his foes' functionaries and allies. He knows his own retinue with care, and thus, avoids distress and despair. The foe may have 18 functionaries, while you have 15 at your command. Assign each one, like secretaries, to engage in covert operations, grand. Indeed, the functionaries in the hostile camp are numerous and hold positions of influence. Likewise, within one's own camp, there are key figures, such as the queen, the chamberlain, and others. By sowing intrigue and discord among these individuals, the enemy's power can be undermined. Similarly, if internal strife and conflict arise among the functionaries within one's own party, it can lead to downfall and ruin. Therefore, it is crucial to maintain unity and loyalty among those who serve you, both within and outside, to ensure strength and success in your endeavors. There can only be one true ruler who has the power to restore health, joy, and harmony to the realm. While there may be many contenders, only one can truly shine like the sun and provide guidance to the people. Just as the moon relies on a single sun for its light, a kingdom relies on a single king to lead with wisdom and grace. Top of form. When the wise come together in concerted council, if they thoroughly contemplate the matter at hand, their decisions will be solid and steadfast, taking into account every perspective and circumstance. Among men, the barber is often seen as cunning and deceitful. The jackal is known for its sly and cunning nature among beasts. The crow is renowned for its intelligence and craftiness among birds. And among monks, the white-robed Jain sannyasis. One king, one rule, brings harmony. Multiple rulers, chaos will be. Unity in leadership, strength and peace. Divided authority, conflicts increase. A single sovereign, the best decree. For a kingdom to thrive and be truly free, a single king with rightful power brings harmony in his ruling hour. But when multiple rulers claim the throne, disorder and strife are surely sown. Like multiple suns in the sky's expanse, their clash brings destruction, not a chance. A true king is one who brings relief, calming the people's sighs and grief. In times of trouble, he stands strong, protecting his subjects from all wrong. But a king who fails to ease their pain is nothing but death in a royal domain. His rule brings fear and suffering. Like a masquerade of death, it will bring. A compassionate king, the truest guide, leads with love and care, by his people's side. Avoid these 6, they bring no gain. Like leaky ships on a stormy main. A dull professor, lacking wisdom's light. And a priest without theology's insight. A king who fails to protect and defend. And a wife whose words can sharply rend. A cowboy seeking trouble in the town. And a barber driven solely by wealth's crown. Steer clear of these, their paths beware. For they lead to troubles and despair. Wise counsels, thoroughly considered, never fail. When wise individuals come together to deliberate and offer their thoughtful counsel, taking into account various perspectives and considering the implications from every angle, the resulting advice is likely to be solid and reliable. By pretending to have a significant role or responsibility, one can greatly improve their circumstances. A skilled messenger possesses comprehensive knowledge, well versed in the teachings of textbooks. They understand the appropriate actions to take in any given situation, adapting to different environments and circumstances. When such a messenger is dispatched, prosperity follows in their wake. Speaking with pleasure and grace. Using language with measured pace. Employing grammar's finest art. Choosing words that hit the mark. But speak not too much, nor in haste. For thoughtful words have greater taste. For actions speak louder, it is true. Let deeds follow the words you do. To discern if foreign kings are wise or not. Observe their dispatches and the messages they've got. Their official correspondence and diplomatic envoys can reveal their wisdom or if they're devoid of poise. Through their written words and official representatives, you can gauge their intelligence and their respective stances. Pay attention to their policies, actions, and intent. For they reveal the wisdom or folly they present. So, study their dispatches and messages with care. To understand if foreign kings are wise or unaware. But remember, true wisdom is not always easily seen. And judgments should be made with insight keen. The envoy's role is pivotal in forging alliances, negotiating peace, and ensuring success in war. Through skilled diplomacy, the envoy has the power to bind and loosen relationships, shaping the course of conflicts and fostering harmonious resolutions. The envoy holds the power to bind what's bound and loosen what's tight. Through him, success in war can be discovered. For he possesses the diplomatic might. The envoy's role is crucial and profound. Negotiating peace, alliances, and more. His skills can bring harmony and common ground. Or escalate conflicts and open war's door. So, in essence, the envoy's role is clear. To bridge the gaps and make agreements sound. Through his efforts, success can appear. And war's resolution can be found. When delivering a message, adhere to the principles of clear communication and ethical conduct, expressing thoughts with precision and integrity as if they were his own words. The envoy's duty is to present a persuasive and accurate argument that aligns with the facts and achieves tangible outcomes, ensuring that words are effectively translated into actions. Beware the touch of an enraged elephant, the sniff of a venomous serpent, and the laughter of a deceitful king, for they can bring death. Similarly, be cautious of the honor bestowed by a cunning rascal, as it can be a deadly trap. Even in the midst of conflict and loss, a wise king chooses to spare the life of a sharp-tongued envoy. Recognizing the value of diplomacy and communication, the king understands that preserving the messenger's life can lead to future opportunities for resolution and peace. Reckless actions without considering the balance of power invite disaster. No mortal experiences greater joy, even while roaming in heavenly fields, than in his own city, in his own land, and in his humble home. When it comes to disputes over the ownership of cisterns, tanks, wells, groves, and houses, the testimony of neighbors holds significant weight in determining the legal perspective. When there is a dispute regarding a house, field, well, grove, or land, the testimony of a neighbor plays a decisive role in resolving the legal case. The title to possession among humans is established through 10 years of habitation. One should never trust a rogue despite their deceptive and confusing behavior. Each passing day, O man, strive to live a moral life and uphold virtuous principles. Non-moral learning, devoid of ethical principles, is ultimately worthless and futile. Disregarding the moral law makes one insignificant and harmful, like a rotten ear or a bat among birds. The flowers and fruit of a tree are more desirable than the tree itself. Butter is considered superior to curds. The free-flowing oil is better than oil cake. And above all, morality surpasses mere mortal existence. The praise of constant steadfastness some wise professors sing, but moral earnestness is swift, though many fetters cling. Indeed, the essence of the moral law can be succinctly summarized. It is good to help and support one's neighbor, while causing harm and injury is an act of wickedness. The essence of the first commandment is to show kindness and mercy to all living beings, including even the smallest and seemingly insignificant creatures. Engaging in violence and causing harm whether towards nature or living beings does not lead to heavenly rewards. Instead, it brings negative consequences. The path to heaven lies in virtuous deeds and compassion towards all beings. Hurting not just innocent human beings, even animals, leads to negative consequences. Those who intentionally harm even the most harmful creatures are destined for a hellish existence. When a person, driven by pride, greed, fear, or anger, passes false judgments, they tread upon the downward path towards hell. Whoever harms a sheep brings harm upon 5 kinsmen. Whoever harms a cow brings harm upon 10. 100 suffer for the wronging of maidens, and 1,000 suffer for the mistreatment of a Brahmin. Just as a tree can heal and grow stronger when wounded by arrows or axes, the wounds inflicted by physical means can be mended. However, the wounds caused by cruel and hurtful words can leave lasting scars that time cannot heal. Every spoken word carries weight and impact, and when words are spoken without care, consideration, or necessity, they become self-condemning slips that poison the atmosphere and relationships. It is important to choose our words wisely and speak with kindness and thoughtfulness. Beware needless enemies, even if you possess wisdom and strength. Avoiding unnecessary conflicts is a wise choice, just as you would avoid consuming poison. Prioritize self-preservation and prevention, even if there are remedies or assistance available. It is better to steer clear of harm than to rely solely on remedies when it can be avoided. A wise person refrains from publicly vilifying or criticizing others, recognizing that even if the truth may be known, it should be withheld if it would only bring sorrow or harm. Engage in deep reflection and consultation with trusted friends, but also take time for solitary reflection. Once you have gathered wisdom and understanding, take action. With your intelligence and discernment, you have the potential to achieve both fame and wealth. No man can escape being deceived by the fake diligence of new servants, the flattery of guests, the tears of maidens, and the deceitful eloquence of rogues. It is important to remain vigilant and discerning in the face of such deceptive tactics. One should be cautious of an enraged populace, for a crowd can be a formidable force. Just like a swarm of ants that devoured a giant snake, the collective power of the people can overcome even the mightiest opponent. A fort must have an exit, as the specialists say, for it is through this gap that the defenders can escape if necessary. Without a proper means of egress, it cannot be considered a fortress, but rather a trap. It is important to treat and care for your servants with kindness and affection, valuing their contributions. However, in times of conflict or adversity, it is crucial to recognize that their loyalty may waver, and they can become a potential source of danger or betrayal. Treat your servants with the same care and regard that you have for yourself, protecting and valuing them as you would your own life. This is especially crucial because even a single day of negligence or mistreatment can lead them to turn against you when faced with conflict or adversity. When a fortress becomes a place of retreat and escape, lacking in proper defense, it turns into a trap for its occupants. It is during such moments that it becomes easy for an enemy to defeat a king whose troops are preoccupied with fleeing and abandoning their positions. When the enemy is gripped by panic and in full flight, they become vulnerable and easily captured or defeated. It is wise to refrain from provoking stronger adversaries, even in thought, as they will not be affected by any insult or humiliation. Engaging with them will only lead to your own demise. The wise advises to eliminate a weak opponent while you have the chance, for if left unharmed, they may grow stronger and pose a greater threat in the future. If someone chooses not to take advantage of an opportunity when it is available, they may find themselves unable to attain it later when they desire it. Enduring pain and longing that can persist even after a relationship has ended or experienced hardships. Love that has been hurt or repaired still lingers in the hearts of those involved, causing ongoing emotional distress. Those who bring death and harm upon others, evoking natural repulsion and fear, often instill a sense of dread before they even strike. While he was in the wood one day, the sky grew black with clouds straightway, so wild the wind, so fierce the rain, it seemed the world dissolved in pain. The man, affected by the intense wind and rain, expressed his concern for his beloved wife who was late in returning home. He experienced a sense of emptiness and longing in her absence. A house alone does not make a home, but rather it is the presence of his wife that truly defines the essence of home. He emphasized that without his wife, the place he inhabits lacks the warmth, love, and comfort that make it a true home. To him, being without his wife feels like being lost in a desolate and untamed wilderness. A woman cannot be considered a true bride unless she brings happiness and satisfaction to her husband. If he is content and pleased, it is a testament to the goddesses she worships and honors. Listen attentively, my dear, and pay close attention to my words. It is of utmost importance that you protect and defend the guest who seeks friendship and support from you, even if it means risking your own life in the process. It is essential to extend your utmost hospitality and warmth to the guest who arrives late, for failing to do so will result in losing your own virtues and facing consequences for the shortcomings of others. Disease, poverty, and suffering, along with the miseries of imprisonment, are the outcomes of our own past wrongdoings, resulting from the seeds we have sown in the past. By indulging in wrongdoing and staining the soul with sin, one is acting against their own self-interest and disregarding the well-being of their own spiritual essence. Those who sin do not love their soul. If my thoughts are evil, and my desires are ever set on what is dire, it takes but little wit to tell. I steer my course toward ghastly hell. Evil thoughts and desires lead to a course destined for hell. The wise will renounce worldly pleasures, endure hardships, and dedicate themselves to cultivating virtue. The honor, respect, and dignity that come with being a wife, the authority over the household and the servants, all of these fades away with widowhood. Wives who faithfully love their husbands until the end spend numerous years of happiness and bliss in heaven. The elderly man's plea for a maiden's love will be in vain, for she rejects it with disdain. She is eager to escape with loud cries. Like a place of torment where the bones of the dead lie. Act swiftly in supporting and protecting each other, engage in honest and reciprocal interactions. When honor is wrongly denied or bestowed, 3 calamities spread unrestrained: famine, death, and fear, unleashing their destructive force upon all. It demonstrates a complete lack of wisdom to forgive a clear offense. Fire chills, rogues bless, and moonlight burns before a wife to virtue turns. Common people know things that are not written in science or scriptures. When lowering clouds conceal the day, when husband lingers far away, the flirt becomes supremely gay. Shrewd men unmask a foe who seems a friend, whose speech is kind, whose acts to hatred tend. Intelligent men can unmask a foe who disguises as a friend, whose speech may be kind, but whose actions reveal hatred in the end. Prosperity, though won, before fools' counsel flees. Its place and time are lost, like dark before the sun. In marriage, aim for these 7 things. All the rest may pale in comparison rings. Get wealth, good looks, and knowledge that hooks. A reputable family, youthful embrace. Social position, and truth's embrace. The secrets of diplomacy were known only to the one who, in loyalty shown, instantly advised, without refrain, that I be slain for his master's gain. Joy comes from knowing what to dread, and sorrow smites the dunderhead. In moments of peril, fear takes hold, causing the feet and hands to refuse to act. Every limb tremble with a quivering unease, and speech becomes choked and unuttered. If a king lacks wise and experienced counselors, trustworthy and far-sighted in their endeavors, his downfall will be swift and certain, for the absence of wise counselors leaves him vulnerable and uncertain. The astute discern enemies, masquerading as friends, within senseless counselors, whose words lean towards evil ends. Avoid causing bitter woes to your friends. Do not fraternize with those who intend to offend. For friends, once lost, cease to be true. But enemies were already lost to you. When speed is necessary, never allow delay. Act promptly, without hesitation, without sway. For if you dawdle, the wrathful gods may intervene and thwart your endeavors, making them unclean. Whatever deed you have in mind, especially when fortune is kind, Act swiftly and without delay. For if you wait, time will drain it away. The righteous know it's better to plunge into blazing fire, taking the lunge, than to have even momentary contact with a wicked foe, whose influence is compact. When danger's face is seen, and escape is sought, choose the path that seems noble or even low. With resolute determination, follow it through. The wise and strong, in times of hardship, must sometimes yield to wicked lords, whose stubborn speech cannot be skipped. The prudent and hopeful should adapt, to navigate through an evil act, steel their heart to carry out the deed, be it holy or base, they proceed. The wise, attentive, and ambitious man, who seeks success in his life's plan, must be patient and await fortune's call, being cautious and humble, not standing tall. Living with an enemy is akin to enduring the ordeal of a sword blade. The wicked counselors, great fools indeed. Earning a living through pretense and deceit. Lacking any inclination for truth. Their counsel shallow, lacking substance to soothe. A sensible person possesses great capacity. Their intelligence sharp, unaffected by scientificity. Their extensive knowledge does not dull their mind, but rather enhances their wisdom, refined. Trusting scoundrels from hostile camps brings ruin and turmoil, creating damp and constant trouble that does not pay. Such rivals should be chased away. The enemy who acts as a scout, observing your favored chair and familiar bed, noting how you drink and what you're fed, and aware of your travels to another town, will strike his heedless foeman down. The prudent person, wise and aware, guards the source of virtue, love, and wealth with care, putting in every effort, straining without rest. For heedlessness leads to death's unwelcome quest. Who, being ill-advised, does not commit grave faults of savoir-faire? What glutton does not bear much unrest within himself to bear? Whom does not fortune render proud? Whom does not death lay low? To whom do not possessions bring abundant harm and woe? The steadfast forfeit glory's gleam, while the restless forfeit loyal esteem. The bankrupt forfeits ties of kin. The prudent banker secures a better win. The passionate forfeit wisdom's page. The flatterer forfeits true friendship's gauge. The king with careless counselors around must forfeit his kingly power, unbound. Bear even foes upon your back. When fortune obstructs your chosen track, endure the trials that come your way. This is the greatness of the great, whose minds are adorned with wisdom's gate. Despite obstacles and hindrances in view, they persevere and see their undertakings through. The final penny of a debt, the final foeman's threat, the final twinges of disease, the final spark of fire's release. Finality on these imposed leaves nothing more to be exposed. 'Tis not the sword that destroys a foe, but wit that lays them low. Swords may kill the body, but it is wit that destroys fame, family, and regal joys. Wisdom guides the inception's plan. Memory stands strong, an unwavering hand means align with predilection's sway. Wise counsel leads the victorious way. Sparkles of fruitful meditation ignite. As the mind ascends to its highest height, joy finds fulfillment in a worthy fight, where triumph and purpose unite. Associate in full delight with someone who is wise and bright, self-sacrificing, brave, and true, and virtue as a prize you'll accrue. On virtue follows wealth and gain. On wealth follows a renowned name. Then personal authority and might, leading to the kingly status, bright. Where sharp measures are required, first attempt the gentle. For those who are timid and unsure, words alone cannot ensure. When faced with countless obstacles and strife, they may become public laughingstocks in life. It takes more than empty words to succeed. Action and determination are what we need to overcome challenges and achieve our aims, and avoid becoming the subject of others' claims. Those who are negligent and delay, saying, someday, some other day, deeming the matter petty and small, requiring no thought at all, they are heedless and on a path towards a regretful aftermath. For the time of repentance will arrive. But it may be too late to strive. A noble purpose to achieve requires endurance, pain we perceive. It calls for greatness, courage bold, and loved ones' support, as we are told. Who can bear an unaccomplished dream, with passion and self-esteem agleam? His heart, indignant and unbowed, yearns for its fulfillment, proud. Through its achievement, it seeks content, to quell the fire of discontent. A king should bring his people ease, and strive to please, their worries to appease. For without the welfare of his nation, his reign holds little significance or elation. A king's duty is to serve and lead, to meet the needs of his people's creed. Love of virtue and scorn of vice are the pillars on which a kingdom's price rests firmly, with wisdom as its guide. In such a realm, glory can't hide. Let wit and foresight always be, to detect the signs of adversity. For even in moments of grandeur and grace, caution and vigilance should have their place. When kings are anointed, let wisdom be near, for it can foresee trouble, clear and sheer. No man in the wide world can escape the clutch of pending ill, its eerie shape. From the highest throne to the lowliest soul, trouble and adversity can take their toll. No matter one's status or wealth so vast, life's challenges can arrive steadfast. So let us be prepared and vigilant, to face whatever comes, with strength resilient. For in the face of pending ill's embrace, we find our true resilience and grace. Time's woe knows no bounds. No one escapes its rounds. Dashareth, the heavenly king, now rests above. King Sagar, the ocean binder, found eternal love. Prithu, the arm-born hero, and Manu, wise and bright, time awakened them at dawn, and bid them farewell at night. Mandhatar, the conqueror, where does he reside? Satyavra, the king, where does he now abide? Nahush, once ruling like a god, where is his throne? Keshav, the beacon of knowledge, where has he flown? Their grandeur and might, once seen by all eyes, now dwell in the realm of time's swift demise. The king with his counselors by his side, the maidens in their joyous pride, the golden groves that once did shine, all succumb to fate's design. They fade away, like fleeting dreams, leaving behind empty realms and streams. For time's relentless march prevails, and nothing in this world truly avails. Having attained the glory of kingship, vibrant and powerful like a rogue elephant's ear, find joy in its splendor, but remember to place your trust in wisdom without fear. Kingly glory may dazzle and tempt, but it is wisdom that guides and redeems. Through knowledge and discernment, be exempt from the follies that power often brings. Hold virtue as your steadfast guide, for it is wisdom's beacon shining bright in the face of challenges and pride. Let wisdom be your guiding light. In matters of enmity, be ever aware. Even if reconciliation seems to be there, never place your trust in a former foe, for their true intentions you cannot know. Beware of enemies who may still oppose. Once burned by betrayal, remember the pain, and don't let their deceit deceive you again. Stay vigilant and cautious in your approach, for trust misplaced can lead to reproach. While forgiveness is noble, wisdom prevails. Don't let your guard down when dealing with foes or trails. Chapter 6.